What if the most powerful thing you could do when you're absolutely furious is nothing at all? You know the feeling. Your blood is boiling. Someone has messed up, let you down, or publicly slighted you. Every fiber of your being is screaming to write that scathing email, to post that takedown, to send that 10-paragraph text message laying out exactly why they are wrong. It feels justified. It feels right. But the most successful and influential people in history understood a secret about that impulse. A secret that turns moments of white-hot anger into opportunities for profound strength. In this video, I'm going to share with you a 150-year-old technique for mastering your anger, pulled directly from one of the most critical moments of the Civil War and the mind of Abraham Lincoln. This isn't just a nice story, it's a practical method you can use today. By the end of this video, you will have a tool that will help you avoid career-ending mistakes, preserve important relationships, and handle conflict with a level of wisdom most people never achieve. You'll learn how to turn a moment of potential regret into a moment of quiet power. Let's get into it. To understand the genius of Lincoln's method, we first have to understand a fundamental law of human nature. The author of the book this is based on, Dale Carnegie, sums it up with a brilliant metaphor. If you want to gather honey, don't kick over the beehive. What he means is that harsh criticism and condemnation are like kicking a beehive. You might feel powerful for a second, but all you really accomplish is stirring up a swarm of resentment, defensiveness, and anger that will come right back at you. Honey, the cooperation, the positive change, the result you actually want becomes impossible to get. Think about it from a modern perspective. A manager publicly berates a team member for a mistake in a presentation. Does that employee suddenly become a model of perfection? No, they become resentful. They feel humiliated. Their pride is wounded, and their primary focus shifts from, how can I fix this, to how can I justify my actions and defend my ego? The manager kicked the beehive and got stung with a disengaged, defensive employee. Carnegie argues that 99 times out of 100, people don't criticize themselves for anything, no matter how wrong they may be. Our egos are fragile things. When attacked, they build walls. This is a psychological reality. When you lash out at someone, you are not appealing to their sense of logic or reason. You are starting a war with their sense of importance. And that's a war you will almost always lose. Understanding this principle, that criticism breeds resentment, not change, is the foundation. It sets the stage for what Lincoln did next. The year is 1863. It's the height of the American Civil War. In early July, the Union Army, led by General George Meade, achieved a monumental victory at the Battle of Gettysburg. It was a brutal, bloody turning point in the war. General Robert E. Lee and his Confederate Army were defeated and began a desperate retreat south. But heavy rains had swollen the Potomac River, making it impassable. Lee's army was trapped. They were a cornered, wounded animal. Abraham Lincoln, back in Washington, saw the golden opportunity. He frantically sent orders to General Meade, "Attack now. This is your chance to end the war." But General Meade hesitated. He held councils of war. He was cautious. He delayed. And in that time, the river receded and Lee's army escaped across it. The war would drag on for 2 more grueling years. When Lincoln heard the news, he was apoplectic. He was utterly devastated and furious. To his son, Robert, he exclaimed, "If I had gone up there, I could have whipped them myself." In this state of white-hot rage, Lincoln sat down at his desk and did what many of us would do. He wrote a letter. A scathing, brutal, career-ending letter to General Meade. He wrote, "My dear General, I do not believe you appreciate the magnitude of the misfortune involved in Lee's escape. He was within our easy grasp, and to have closed upon him would, in connection with our other late successes, have ended the war. As it is, the war will be prolonged indefinitely. Your golden opportunity is gone, and I am distressed immeasurably because of it." Imagine receiving that from your boss, the President of the United States. It would have been a crushing, humiliating blow. It would have ruined Meade's reputation forever. But here's the crucial part. Lincoln sealed the letter. And then he set it aside. He never sent it. The letter was found years later among his private papers after his death. Why? Why did he write it but not send it? Because Lincoln, in a moment of reflection, did something extraordinary. He put himself in Meade's shoes. He considered the battle Meade had just fought, the exhaustion of his troops, the bloody horror of Gettysburg. He thought about the situation from the other side. As Carnegie notes, Lincoln likely looked out the window and thought to himself, "Just a minute. How do I know? Maybe I wouldn't have done any better if I had been there." He realized that sending the letter would bring him a moment of satisfaction, but it would create a world of problems. It wouldn't win the war. It would only alienate a general he desperately needed. Kicking the Beehive would do no good. Quick question for you. Have you ever sent a message in anger that you instantly regretted? Or, on the flip side, have you ever held back and been incredibly glad you did? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Anyway, let's get back to it. This story isn't just a historical anecdote. It's a repeatable, practical technique for modern life. I call it the Lincoln method, and it has 2 simple steps. Step 1, write the angry message. Yes, you heard me right. When you feel that surge of indignation, that absolute certainty that you need to unleash your fury, go ahead and write it. Open up a fresh email, start a new note on your phone, grab a piece of paper, and let it all out. Don't hold back. Write the most vicious, scathing, brutally honest takedown you can imagine. Detail every single failing, every frustration, every ounce of your disappointment. This step is for you. It's a pressure release valve. It allows you to process the raw emotion, to get the thoughts out of your head and onto the page. You're acknowledging your feelings, not suppressing them. This is a critical part of emotional regulation. Step 2, put it in a drawer. Once it's all written out, you've captured the anger. Now you do what Lincoln did. You put it away. You don't send it. You don't post it. You save that email to your drafts folder and never look at it again. You crumple up the piece of paper and throw it in the trash. You delete the text from your notes app. The letter has served its purpose. It allowed you to vent. Now, with a cooler head, you can step back and do what Lincoln did. Think. Consider the consequences. Put yourself in the other person's shoes. Ask yourself, what is my actual goal here? Is it to feel righteous for a moment, or is it to solve the problem and maintain a productive relationship? The answer is almost always the latter. The unsent letter gives you the emotional release of the former without the catastrophic consequences. It provides a buffer between your raw, reptilian brain impulse and your wise, strategic, long-term thinking. Let's recap. First, we learned the Beehive Principle. Criticism doesn't work. It just puts people on the defensive and breeds resentment. Second, we saw the ultimate example of this in action with Abraham Lincoln, who, in a moment of fury, wrote a career-ending letter to General Meade, but had the wisdom and self-control not to send it. And third, we turned this into a practical technique you can use, the Lincoln method. Write it all out to process the emotion, then put it away to avoid the fallout. Here's my challenge to you. The next time you feel that flash of anger, the next time you are tempted to fire off a message you might regret, try this. Open a blank page, write it down, get it all out, and then take a deep breath, delete it, and think about what you really want to accomplish. You'll be amazed at how this simple act of self-restraint can transform you from a reactive person into a strategic one. It is one of the truest signs of emotional intelligence and strength. If you found this valuable, do me a huge favor and hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next video, where we dive even deeper into the art of masterful communication. Thanks for watching.